At Invitae, we believe that in the fight against cancer, knowledge is power. If you are watching this video, you may have been diagnosed with cancer or have a family history of cancer. Cancer genetic testing may have been recommended by a physician, and you may be curious about why people undergo genetic testing. For some individuals with cancer, genetic testing may explain why their cancer developed. For some patients, genetic testing can help determine the best approach to their medical care. Genetic testing may also clarify whether an individual has an elevated risk of developing cancer in the future. Many people with a personal or family history of cancer are concerned about the cancer risks for their children, siblings, or other relatives. Genetic testing may provide information to help both you and your family members understand your future cancer risks, which allows you to take steps to prevent cancer from developing or detect it at the earliest, most treatable stage. During this video, we will discuss some inherited cancer basics, review different genetic testing options, explain the 3 different types of genetic test results, and address next steps to take if you wish to proceed with genetic testing. Approximately 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. More specifically, 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer during their lifetime, and 1 in 7 men will develop prostate cancer. Genes, which are small stretches of DNA, are the inherited material in our bodies that determine quite a lot about how we grow and develop, from the moment we are conceived and throughout our lives. Many genes in our body help prevent cancer. When there are harmful changes called pathogenic variants or mutations in these genes, that can lead to an increased risk of cancer. Sometimes, cancer is caused by a pathogenic variant or mutation that occurs within a given cell due to environmental exposures, aging, or other factors. This is referred to as sporadic cancer and is the most common cause of cancer. Cancer may also be caused by a pathogenic variant, also called a mutation, that has been passed down through the family from one generation to the next. This is referred to as hereditary cancer. Approximately 10% of all cancers are thought to be hereditary. Certain characteristics can suggest that a family has hereditary cancer. These characteristics include cancer that is diagnosed at younger ages than average, typically before age 50. Certain patterns of cancers that are seen together in a family, such as breast and ovarian cancer or colon and uterine cancer. Individuals who develop more than one cancer, such as bilateral breast cancer or both colon and uterine cancer. Specific tumor types, such as triple-negative breast cancer, diffuse gastric cancer, or male breast cancer, may also be seen more frequently in families with hereditary cancer. If you or your family has any of these features, it's possible that you have an inherited cancer syndrome, and genetic testing may be recommended by your physician. If you decide to proceed with genetic testing, we want you to have an understanding of the possible test results you may receive. Genetic test results generally come back in one of 3 ways: positive, negative, and uncertain. If you test positive, that means a pathogenic variant was identified in one of the genes on your test panel that increases your risk of developing cancer. The type of cancer, degree of risks, and medical recommendations will depend upon your specific genetic test result. Identifying a pathogenic variant in your DNA may provide an explanation for your cancer diagnosis if you have one. Genetic testing may help to guide your treatment options, including surgical decision-making and considerations for different types of chemotherapy. Importantly, genetic testing can also clarify your future cancer risk, allowing your physicians to assist you with prevention or early detection of cancer. Since DNA is passed down from generation to generation, a positive genetic test result may provide helpful information about your family members' own cancer risks. If a pathogenic variant is identified in your DNA, genetic testing is recommended for family members. You will be advised to speak with your doctor or a genetic counselor to review your family tree in order to determine which family member should undergo genetic testing. It is important to note that not everyone with the pathogenic variant will develop cancer. The pathogenic variant only increases the likelihood of cancer. Professional genetics groups are in agreement that children under the age of 18 should not be tested for inherited cancer conditions unless these conditions cause an increased risk of cancer in childhood. If you test negative, it means that the laboratory did not find a pathogenic variant in any of the genes that were analyzed, and a genetic explanation for your personal or family history of cancer has not been found. Your medical management should be based on your personal and family history risk factors. As with any lab test, there are limitations to genetic testing. It is possible for a patient to have a variant in a gene or portion of a gene that is not included in this testing. It is also possible that a patient's personal or family history of cancer may be due to factors that aren't inherited. Researchers continue to look for additional genes that may impact cancer risk. The third possible type of test result is a variant of uncertain significance. Everyone has differences in their DNA, and most of these differences do not cause disease. Genetic tests commonly identify changes in the DNA that have an unknown impact on disease risk. These are called variants of uncertain significance. When a variant of uncertain significance is identified, decisions about medical care should be based on a patient's personal and family medical history. Genetic testing is performed on a blood or saliva sample. Genetic testing is often covered by health insurance. Invitae also offers a patient pay price of $250 for gene and panel testing. For questions about cost or insurance coverage, please call Invitae's client services team or contact us online. Genetic test results are typically completed within 3 weeks, and results are provided to the ordering doctor. If you have general questions about the information in this video, please call Invitae at 1-800-436-3037 or +1 415 374 7782 for international callers, and ask to speak with a genetic counselor. If you have questions related to your personal or family medical history, or if you are still unsure if genetic testing is right for you, please consult with your physician or with a genetic counselor. If you reside in the US or Canada, local genetic counselors can be identified by visiting the website of the National Society of Genetic Counselors. Genetic counseling services may be covered by your insurance. If genetic testing is performed through Invitae, and you are a resident of the US or Canada, post-test genetic counseling services are available by phone and are included in the cost of testing. Patients can call 1-800-436-3037 to speak with a genetic counselor. We'd also like to reassure you that as a genetic information company, the privacy of your health information is important to us. For this reason, Invitae follows all regulations of the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, also known as HIPAA. Some patients wonder whether genetic testing may impact their health or life insurance. A federal law called the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, or GINA, was enacted in 2008 and protects individuals from being treated unfairly due to DNA variants that may affect their health. This law prevents discrimination from health insurers and employers. GINA does not protect people from discrimination in the area of life insurance, disability insurance, or long-term care insurance. You can learn more about GINA by visiting the following websites. At Invitae, we believe that in the fight against cancer, knowledge is power.